All right, you guys, here we go. Today's video is going to be about sex with a narcissist and why it destroys you. You may not think or realize that it destroys you immediately because when you're in the beginning of a relationship with a narcissist, you're in what's known as the love bombing phase. So sex can be a part of that. Here's the thing, however, sex with a narcissist and a narcissist destroy you on so many levels, the mental level, emotional level, spiritual level. So why is that? Because sex should be something that's enjoyed in a relationship and that brings two people closer together. And it can and does. It definitely brings people physically together. There's a physical connection, but there's an emotional destruction and energetic destruction. So first, let's talk about what is sex. Sex is an act that physically connects you in the deepest way possible. So if you're not having sex out of consensual and mutual love and respect, you will be left feeling empty and void. And there is no mutual or consensual love and respect with a narcissist. You may have that and experience that and give that to them, but it's not given in return from them because a narcissist is incapable, unable to give that in return. So love can be used and is used as a way to access higher consciousness. And you think in the love bombing phase, there's no secret to why it's called that. You think in the love bombing phase, you are in love. You think you found the one, you think you found your soulmate. So you give them your soul, you give them that spiritual, emotional, and physical part of you when you're having sex with them. And love is a way to access higher consciousness. And, the higher vibrational emotions are love, joy, energy, compassion, all of those. And you feel all of those things. It feels like euphoria when you are having sex. So it takes an equal exchange of energy and flow of giving and receiving. And that's why sex with a narcissist leaves you feeling so empty inside, perhaps satisfied physically, but emotionally void because there's not an equal exchange of energy. There's certainly exchange of energy, but it's not equal. What you're giving is very different from what you're receiving because narcissists see love and they see sex differently. They don't see it as this, combination of I love you and I'm giving myself to you. It's for them perceived differently. It's a way to dominate, it's a way to manipulate, it's a way to control, it's a way to get satisfied. So they're not in it to give and receive the way that you are. They're in it to receive and take. So that's why, because love and sex should be an equal exchange of energy and flow and a balance of giving and receiving. That's why it feels so off balance and so completely off with them. And you don't understand why, because you've just given yourself to this person everything that you can give, and you've given spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, but you haven't received that. And over time, that completely destroys you from the inside out. So sex is actually the blending of two souls. It's not just a physical act, it's a soul act. And that's why when you have found your soulmate, sex can be so wonderful. And when you perceive the narcissist as your soulmate or your twin flame or whatever it is that you call it, it is in fact the blending of two souls and DNA. There's an exchange of DNA. So this also impacts you at the biological cellular level. I read somewhere that it takes 7 years for your body to get rid of DNA. So if you had sex with someone 5 years ago, their DNA will still be showing up in your body for another 2 years. I can't quote exactly where that came from, but I have read that it takes 7 years to get someone's DNA out of your body. And when you're engaged in that, we're going to talk about how this energetically affects you as well. It's no wonder when you have sex with a narcissist, what also happens is that you intertwine with their energetic field. You take on their energy. So you take on their energetic blocks and their energetic patterns. The narcissist is an addict. So that's why so many people who've been with a narcissist describe it as being and feeling like an addiction. The narcissist is addicted. The narcissist is addicted to supply. And when you have sex with them, you take on those energetic addictions, those blocks and patterns. So it's no wonder why you begin to feel that you are the narcissist as well. You start to question yourself, am I the narcissist? Because when you're having sex with them, you're constantly taking on that energy and it leaves you feeling addicted. Many people I've worked with have said, I don't even like them, but I'm addicted. The sex is so good. Well, you are addicted to the highs and the lows because when you're not engaging in intercourse and sex with them, you're not getting that. And you're used to getting that, the highs and the lows and the ups and the downs of receiving that type of energy. It's not even your energy to begin with, but when something's taken from you, you feel a void and a lack. And so when that physical act and that energetic field is taken from you, even if you don't like it, even if it's destructive, it's something that's taken from you. And that doesn't feel good. It's a loss. And the mind does not like loss. The mind is not wired to receive loss as pleasure. It perceives it as pain. So when the sex is taken from you and that energy that's taken from you, that's not even yours to begin with, is gone, you feel a lack and you feel a void. And it's not just on a physical level because you've taken on their energies and their patterns and you try and get that back. And so you may begin to act like the narcissist to get that back or to get them to love you. There has always been a void of real love and real connection. For you, however, it was real for you. For them, it wasn't. So the mind gets confused by this. It can't quite separate the physicalness of the emotional component of it because it all gets mixed up in their energetic field. So it's no wonder you become addicted because the narcissist is addicted to controlling you and your energetic and spiritual field gets mixed up with theirs and theirs is one of pure darkness and destruction. So you begin to feel that you're sucked into the darkness. You begin to self-destruct and you even may begin to spiral into things that you wouldn't normally do, into self-destructive habits and behaviors, things that aren't you. And that's why when you get to a certain point, you look at yourself in the mirror and you think, who am I? I don't even recognize myself. The things that I'm doing, the things that I'm saying, the way I'm behaving, this isn't me. Well, it's not you, but if you've had long periods of engaging and having sex with a narcissist, you've gotten mixed up in all of that. So it's no wonder your mind feels like it's getting destroyed because it is. So sex is a physical act, but an energetic exchange. So having sex with someone when you consume their energy, which leaves you feeling anxious, overwhelmed, needy, insecure, because your soul doesn't get satisfied when you have sex with a narcissist. Their energy is anxious, avoidant, overwhelmed, needy. They have the need to control, the need to dominate. So when you engage and have sex with a narcissist, you're taking on all of that energy and you're left feeling the same thing that they feel: anxious, overwhelmed, stressed, confused, needy, the need to dominate, the need to disengage, the need to control, the need to distract. You're taking on all of those needs and all of that energy when you have sex with a narcissist. So I want to have you ask yourself, all of those things that I've taken on, whose are those? Are they mine? Are they the narcissist? Are they a combination? Were they mine? And that's what led me to being with a narcissist. And even when I got that feeling that something was off, I stayed. So whose thoughts are those, right? If they're not yours and you've taken them on, you might be asking yourself, how do I get rid of them? Or if they in fact are yours and you can see that those are the thoughts that led me to being with a narcissist. How do I change them? I'm ready to get rid of them. I'm no longer with a narcissist, but I still have these thoughts and these feelings, and I still feel addicted. I don't miss the narcissist, but I miss the sex, right? All of that is intertwined, interconnected, and all of that is continuing to be exchanged if you haven't yet done the inner work to change and heal from that. I mean, whose thoughts and whose beliefs are those? Are they yours? Are they the narcissist? Do you have no idea how to even answer that question now? Well, here are some things to know about how the narcissist perceives sex. They don't perceive it the same way that you do. For you, you're physically, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically giving all of you, everything you have to give. You are giving to this person because you love them and you deserve and desire to be loved in return. And this person is telling you and using their words and language, and maybe, your love language, maybe it's gifts or acts of service or words of affirmation. They're giving that to you, so you think that it's love, but they're giving it to you from a place of being able to take from you and control you. It's not the same place that your love comes from. And with a narcissist, everything in their world is a world of them being right and you being wrong. So you may have noticed this even in the bedroom. It's like I couldn't do anything right. Like yeah, I mean, we got to the point where we were done and it was over, but I still seemed dissatisfied or like it wasn't good enough. I didn't do this thing that they wanted me to do. So in your mind, you're constantly, thinking, well, maybe I need to do it better, or different, or longer next time, even though I'm not comfortable with that. And even though I'm self-conscious, because when we're out and we're not having sex, I see the way that they look at other people and I compare myself to that. I'm not that. I can't do that. Or maybe it's a narcissist looking at pornography and they tell you about that, or they want you to do that in the bedroom. And you're thinking, how is that even humanly possible? I don't even think I can do that. What do you mean? But you try and measure up and you try and do those things. That's all about domination and control, and the narcissist being right and you being wrong. And to go, see, I told you. Well, it's no wonder I go and I leave and, I cheat on you. Many narcissists do cheat. I'm not saying all, but many do. And then here's the thing, they have the need to be idolized by you. So in the bedroom, they'll use the same things they use outside of the bedroom. They'll go quiet and you may be asking, like, do you like this? What, tell me, talk to me. They may stonewall and just go silent. Even I remember the last narcissist, I knew this was years ago, but would just lay there. And it was like, okay, if he couldn't go excessive and extreme because that was outside of my comfort zone, I wasn't going to get any kind of pleasure at all. It was just, all right. And then obviously later I found out that he was going to get that in other places. And that's part of the emotional manipulation. If you can't satisfy me in the bedroom, well, then I'm going to go get satisfied somewhere else. So it's always about them being right and you being wrong, and them getting into your mind and having you think and believe that you're not good enough exactly the way that you are, and having them believe that they know better than you, and you feeling left like you have no say, that you have no choice, that you have no options. You can't come to a mutual consensual agreement and both be satisfied. There's the narcissist being satisfied, and sometimes they're satisfied by seeing you dissatisfied. That alone sometimes is satisfaction enough for them. And it just doesn't make sense to you. And when that doesn't make sense to you, you're left with this feeling and this belief that there's something wrong with you, that again, you're not measuring up to this person's impossible standards to meet. So your needs and your emotions don't matter. You feel that they don't matter because they don't. To the narcissist, your needs and emotions really don't matter. They don't make a difference. If you express your needs and emotions, the narcissist is not going to change. They're going to continue on doing and wanting what they want. So you will find that you will be so unable to connect with them emotionally. And that is because they cannot connect with themselves emotionally, and you cannot connect with them emotionally. So again, it's like this dog and cat chase where you're always chasing to connect with them and hoping to connect with them emotionally and thinking, if I just do more of this or less of that or do this different, then I'll get that emotional connection that you crave. I mean, we're humans, we crave emotional connection, but you won't ever be able to connect with them emotionally. And that's nothing to do with you. It's everything to do with them. The narcissist is unable in a healthy way to connect with themselves emotionally. They even, project their anger, project their frustrations, project their inner unhealed wounds onto other people. That's part of what narcissists do. And in that, even in the bedroom, you'll get devalued, you'll get ghosted, you'll get ignored. I mean, sometimes there will be points where it just completely cuts off, and then you're like, wait a minute. No, I will do this thing. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Sorry, I ruined it. And they'll make you feel as if you did, because you've just given everything to yourself. You've given, or sorry, everything to them. You've given all of yourself to them, and they will always put you in a position to make you feel like it's not enough. And you'll become addicted, just like the narcissist is addicted to controlling you. You will become addicted and stuck in that cycle of trying to please someone who's unable to be pleased, trying to connect with someone who's unable to be connected with. And the reason why it hurts is because sex is a soul connection. You've opened up your soul to try and connect with this person and weren't able to. So you become addicted to wanting to feel good enough, to wanting to fit in, to wanting to be accepted, to wanting to belong, to wanting to feel that you are enough and have that reciprocated. And what's also happening, especially when you have sex with a narcissist, you're wanting to avoid feelings that you feel, feelings of rejections, feelings of isolation, feelings of abandonment. So those are all the things that you're wanting and you're trying to avoid feeling, but you inevitably end up feeling because there's that energetic connection. And those are the things that they feel about themselves. And energetically, when you open yourself up physically to have sex with the narcissist, those are the things that you take on as well. So a couple questions to ask yourself. Whose thoughts are these? Whose beliefs are these? And if you find it really difficult to answer that question, that means that there's more there. That means that there's more to be explored. And the true step to healing is to explore those and where those problems are at the unconscious level. Consciously, you can try and reflect on that question all day. And I imagine when you do, the answer that you'll be met with is, I don't know. I think they're the narcissist. They could be mine. I don't know. How do I know? Sarah, tell me, how do I know? And my job is to guide you into that space and to exploring that for yourself so that you can know for you. That's true breakthrough. That's through truth transformation. And that's true healing. So if that's the part of the relationship with the narcissist that you miss the connection, you miss the soul connection, but your soul was connected in a very destructive way to the narcissist when you had sex with them. So it's that part of you that needs healing so that the other parts of you can break free as well. So if you think about it like a web, right? There's that part of it that's connected. There's other parts that are intertwined and connected as well. But when the soul connection was made and physically you're out of the relationship with the narcissist in so many other ways, maybe you've moved on, but you still feel pulled to that destruction and that darkness. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, it was so good. That is a mixture of chaotic energy, and that's the addiction on the highs and the lows. And when you make that connection to the addiction, not the symptoms of the addiction, but the unconscious connection to the addiction, then that's literally what sets your soul free. So understand that sex with the narcissist is so much more than just physical. There's a lot more underneath the surface and a lot of, deeper things going on there. So if you're interested in doing the breakthrough and transformational work to break those energetic, emotional, spiritual chains, then I would love to connect with you. You can find out more information in the link in the description below this video. And until then, just understand that sex with the narcissist is so much more than just a physical act. It's an energetic and a spiritual act. And if that connection is still there and holding you down and preventing you from being able to move forward in your life, then I would love to help you and guide you on that journey. So I hope you enjoyed this video about sex with the narcissist, and if you're struggling with that, remember to reach out.